So, as we celebrate 30 years of Rolonda, I want you to get some popcorn, call your friends and neighbors, and sit back and enjoy the show. For those of you who are discovering Rolonda for the very first time, welcome. And I'd love to hear what you think about the show. Leave your comments, and if you like the show, hit like. And if you want to know when the next show drops, hit the subscribe button. I could have never done the Rolonda Show by myself. And in this episode, I just want to give all kinds of gratitude and thanks to the many producers who came through my show. Wonderful people who helped me come up with these great ideas and helped me keep this show on the air for 4 wonderful seasons. In this episode, you're going to meet some of my favorite producers and some of their favorite shows.
Hey everybody, Rolonda here, and welcome to my home. We're doing our show a bit different today. You see, we decided to come out of the studio and come over to my house for a just sit-down chat. We're going to spend this hour remembering some of our most favorite shows and some of those crazy, wacky guests. The people who made us laugh, the people who got us worried, the people who made us cry, and the people who just downright touched our hearts. So I decided to have all my producers over. Y'all come on and hang out. Oh gosh, they're here. Glad the house is clean. Hello? Hey! And you've got good home training. You bring food. Come on in. Come on, Scott. Hey, everybody. Come on in. Hey, girlfriend. How are you? Come on in. Come on in. Kick your feet up. Yes, we are having the whole staff over to my house today, and we'd like you to join us. Hey, James. Hey, how you doing, sweetie? Hey, Tony. Come on over. Keep joining us. As soon as we get settled, we're going to have a show today remembering our most unforgettable moments. And if you act real nice, you can have some dessert. Unusual new stars. It's Rose's second annual talent competition on the next Rolonda. I just can't believe that you were the one who got me to smoke a cigar on nationwide television.
A bet's a bet.
Yeah, but how was I supposed to know that the guy could balance 100 cigar boxes on his chin?
Did you see the chin?
And win the competition.
Absolutely.
Folks, we're remembering Rolonda's second annual talent competition. And Scott Curry, who's been with me for 2 seasons now, produced that show. We're just sitting here in my living room today for this special edition of Rolonda, just sitting up with producers gabbing about some of our most incredible moments on the show.
Well, you know what I liked about that show was that, you do so many serious issues and family issues, and of course, being the news hound that you are, you're always chasing after some news story. But this was actually a chance for you to show the part of your personality that I like best, which is the mischievous, sort of wicked, humorous
I
side.
beg your pardon?
Well, you do have that side. So we had the most interesting acts possible. I searched high and low, mostly low, for some of the most unusual acts we could find. Remember, we had the man that could dance, disco dance on stilts.
Yeah.
And that 69-year-old rapper who got the hook from Nipsey Russell when she took off her skirt.
Could you believe that Nipsey Russell actually hooked this 69-year-old lady who was rapping?
69, you should know a little better than to take off your skirt in public. But this act actually was one that didn't work. It was the only act that didn't work. It was Adam and his dog Deuce, who'd flown all the way here from Phoenix, Arizona, to do this very, very unusual trick, and everyone was breathless in anticipation because they couldn't figure out what kind of thing was actually what he was trying to do.
And we were totally grossed out because I never understood what were they trying to do.
Well, why don't we see what they actually did, and then I'll go back because he actually did this properly the way he was supposed to do it in rehearsal, and I have the tape with me.
Yeah, well, take a look at what we saw on that show, which is something we're still talking about. And let me just tell you, parental guidance is needed here.
Lock your refrigerator, your poodles, everything up.
You've never seen milk used this way. Just do it.
All right. Hey, thirsty? Thirsty? Huh?
be engaged now. I don't believe you showed us that again. It was bad enough the first time around.
I have it on a loop. I keep showing it home at small parties.
Well, why couldn't he do it?
Well, the thing was, the dog was from Arizona, and he's used to going to the bathroom in different sort of landscape and terrain than you'd find in New York. He couldn't find a patch of grass anywhere. He'd flown in 2 days before the show, and he hadn't done anything in 2 days. So the last thing he wanted to do was drink milk out of his owner's mouth, which was actually the trick that he was supposed to perform. But he did it in rehearsal, probably because there was less people around, and the rug on the stage did look a little like shag. So he actually did it in rehearsal, and we can see that here for the first time ever.
We really have to look at this again.
Oh, well, this is it in its entirety.
This is what you were supposed to see. Backstage, before the show, the dog and the man get it right.
Let's do it.
Hey, thirsty? Thirsty, huh? Come on.
Wonderful. Wow.
I don't believe
Sometimes rehearsals are better than the real thing.
Oh, that is so gross.
Well, you know, the worst part about it is right after the show, after the dog blew it and didn't do anything and got the hook again from our judges, he went right back to my office and somehow he sniffed me out and did the whole works right on the floor outside my office.
That was what that... okay. James Moore over there, you're next. And Carla, we're coming to you. Stay with us from my living room as we take another look back at some of our most incredible moments, unforgettable moments on The Rolonda Show. Come on, I'm inviting you to my house for this hour. Stick with us.
Hello, this is The Rolonda Show. I read about your story in the New York Times.
Oh my God, what's it like to find your mother after 30 years?
I just wanted to let you know I got your letter from prison and I'm passing it on to Debbie.
It's The Rolonda Show. I've been trying to find you for weeks.
The PA's here at The Rolonda Show making 1,000 calls a day to find Ro the best guests.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying the Rolonda Show. Please leave your comments, and if you like this episode, hit the like button. If you want to know when the next episode is going to drop, hit the subscribe button. But stay in touch and follow me in social media at Rolonda Watts. That's ROLONDA at Rolonda Watts. And go and check out my website at Rolonda.com. ROLONDA.com.
An exclusive interview from one of New York's toughest jails as we go inside to talk with Awilda Lopez, the mother accused of torturing and murdering her 6-year-old child. If you have an unbelievable story idea or a fantastic show idea, then we sure want to know about it. Come on, give us a call at 1-800-4-ROSHOW or send email to roshow@AOL.com. We're waiting. Welcome back to the show, everybody. As you can tell, we're doing quite a different kind of show today as we're remembering some of our most unforgettable moments on The Rolonda Show. I'm inviting you into my home. This is my living room where my producers and some of my staff members are just hanging out today. And we're just sitting up here having a gas, remembering some of these shows. You met Scott Curry, one of my producers. This is James Moore, who has just gotten promoted to producership from associate producer. Yeah. Like that, like that. About time. He said, you worked hard for it. One of the things we love to do on The Rolonda Show is make people or put people in a position where they can really see themselves. You know, sometimes it helps when you see yourself. Like remember that show, that great one, it was a game show.
I gave it to you, now I want it back.
Yes, I gave it to you, now I want it back. Now, y'all know when you like somebody and you give them a little token and then you break up, you want your stuff back. It was really funny what came out of that show.
Yes, you were me. Well, what was great about that show was that it wasn't really about what it was that was taken and wanted back. This was a story about Joanne and Andrew. And Joanne had taken Andrew in when he was down on his luck and actually lived with, let him live with her for over a year. And the only thing he actually contributed to anything was a cable box. He put in cable TV because they only had 13 channels. And at the end of the relationship, you know, they decided that it didn't work out and he had moved out. And the only thing he really, instead of being appreciative and he felt hurt, the only thing he really wanted was his cable box back.
Now, can you imagine these two people who were best friends, roommates, fighting over a cable box. This one comes from Joanne's former roommate, who called our show because he says she will not let him have back his cable box. I don't believe y'all are fighting over a cable box.
Well, Rolonda, first of all, we weren't roommates. It's my home. I let him stay with me for a year, rent-free, to help him get on his feet.
Right.
You understand? And when he left, he didn't say thank you, didn't offer any type of appreciation, called me up a month later. I thought he was gonna, you know, try to reconcile or whatever. He called up and asked for the cable box. Well, if you want it, pay me for him.
Maybe what you need to talk about right now is resolving this thing.
I appreciate everything you did for me, and I'm sorry that I lied.
Oh, you can hug each other or something if you want to. Unbelievable. Whatever happened to that group?
Well, actually, I tried to reach Joanne. Her number was disconnected.
Aren't there some tarts you want to go eat?
Probably, yes. Speaking of I gave it to me, I want it back. I want one of those back.
Get out of here. James, you know something, though. That show that Scott was talking about inspired another show, now that you're a producer.
Right.
This one was entitled, I Want What's Due on That IOU, and that brought out a lot. Now, Carla Guerrero over here works as an associate producer with James Moore.
Right.
A heck of a team here. Tell us a bit about that show and what happened.
Well, I mean, it was inspired by wanting stuff back, got people so upset, and we realized that money was really what can get people tempers flared and people riled up. Even $50, $100, it wasn't big amounts. And we had two friends, Donna and Tabitha, very close, college roommates, really cared about one another, and that's what it sort of turned out to be. It wasn't about the money. It was about their friendship. And it cost a whole lot more than $300, and we saw that on the show, how much it hurt to lose each other and the time with each other.
Donna was so tough, too, and I talked to her, and I was so surprised what happened on the tape. When I saw it happen, just, well, you see it on tape.
Yeah, but a lot of magic happens, you know, because people come in real tough, but what they really come there for is because they care about somebody.
Exactly, that's the whole thing.
And the tears are real when they start on the, you know, they don't even know what's going to happen, and all of a sudden everybody wells up, the people in the audience well up, you well.
I crying, the people in the audience were crying. You may shed a tear on this one, too. What were you thinking? Because, you know, one of the things that's so hard when somebody is close to you as a dear friend, especially like 10 years, rips you off like that.
I wouldn't have ever done that to you intentionally. You know I love you. We have been friends for 10 years. And you know. You know, Donna. No, you know I love you. And I would never do anything like that to hurt you. Because I have a 9-month-old son now. She's never seen my baby. And I always said that if anything ever happened to me, that I would want my son to go to her. Because I love her and I trust her. And I want her to be in my son's life.
You know, it's sad to see things like that happen to
friends. Those make me cry. Did they ever get to be good friends? Did they stay good friends?
Yes, they are. They're very best friends. She saw her child, and everything's happy. I'm so glad they came on because it, like the road.
Mended fences.
It mended fences. Yeah, that happens a lot when people put it all out on the table. You know, another show that had us all boo-hooing. Do you remember that day? Everybody in the audience was crying. I was crying. The people on the stage were crying. Douglasville, remember that?
Never forget it.
All those teenagers and that one boy whose life was so affected.
Touched us all.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it started out, you know, when we talk to these guests that call the show that all want to be on, you never know where the story's going to go to or how much is going to come out of it. And Steve Jordan from Douglasville, who called about he could get any woman he wanted or something like that.
Called with a lot of bravado, didn't he? But he sure
then,
changed his tune by the time his friends said, man, slow down, you're going to kill yourself. God, I'll never forget Douglasville. I happen to think it's a real special moment whenever someone who comes across as hard as nails can be just like the rest of us and shed a tear. What are you feeling right now?
I just want to tell Mike, this is just to Mike, that I'm sorry.
Look at him and tell him.
Mike, I'm sorry. all the stuff that we doing, all the, I mean, taking me out to places I shouldn't take, and stuff like that, dude. Just want to tell you I'm sorry. I love you, dude.
Oh, God, that still gets me to this day. And you still, you know, Steve is like your buddy.
Yeah, still stay in touch, call him from the office, he calls us. You know, some days he has good days, some days he has bad days.
But he's learning.
Yeah.
Good guy.
He's become part of the Rolonda family, that's for sure.
Right. And we've got a lot more of Rolonda's unforgettable moments from our show. We've got some more tears for you in a mother and daughter reunion. We've also got some tough questions for LaToya Jackson and a daughter who doesn't like the dudes her mom is dating. And we have a real-life murder mystery for you. Those are just some of our unforgettable moments. And come on, stick around. Come on in my living room as we continue here on Rolonda.
Rolonda! Stop! We gotta edit! Hello, Rolonda. Here we are again in the streets of New York, finding out what people have to say. So what do you think about the recent scandal at the swimming pool?
They shouldn't bring pets to the pool, man. If I see a cat or a dog up in there, I'm kicking the mess out of them, let them swim in a bathtub.
We're the field producers.
They gather incredible images
and edit. And edit funky packages
that go into the road show.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying the Rolonda Show. Please leave your comments, and if you like this episode, hit the like button. If you want to know when the next episode is going to drop, hit the subscribe button. But stay in touch and follow me in social media at Rolonda Watts. That's ROLONDA at Rolonda Watts. And go and check out my website at Rolonda.com. ROLONDA.com.
You know something? I was, by the way, everybody, this is Terry Coyle, who joined our show just this season, and Brad Lamb, her associate producer. And we were just talking there about reunion shows, and how much people love them so much.
I did a reunion show. I do a lot of reunion shows, and the one that we're going to show you is just amazing. The woman wrote into us, her daughter was stolen 22 years ago on Mother's Day. She had 6 other children. Every night they would pray for their daughter or for their sister Stephanie to come.
And we were struck by that the lengths that they would go to. We were going to fly the mother and father out here, and then they called us and said, we want to bring the whole family. They piled into a minivan. And you know, we live in New York. We don't even have cars, so the idea of 3,000 miles in a car with 6 kids is...
It was over Easter weekend, so they kept calling us, hi, we're in Texas, we're making good time.
Oklahoma, Arizona.
But imagine, remember the look on that girl's face when she realized that she not only found her mother, but had a whole family to go along with it.
See, that's what it was great. Yeah, so we surprised the mother, and the daughter was like, oh, okay.
Well, I would call it unforgettable.
It was.
Here it is.
Let's look at it.
Mother's Day is coming up again this year. And we're not going to let you have another bad Mother's Day. We found your daughter.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
I want you to meet your daughter, Stephanie. Well, let me tell you this, Stephanie.
Oh,
it gets better. You ready for this? We have a surprise for you. Do you know you have a 15-year-old sister named Sabrina? Stephanie, you know you also have a 14-year-old brother named Cedric. You know you have an 11-year-old brother named David. You have a 5-year-old sister named Damona. We're bringing out all the stops. You have a 4-year-old sister who is named after Stephanie Patrice. Named after you. Her name is Patrice. Come on, Patrice, 4 years old. And just when you thought it was over, you have a little 2-year-old sister named Monique. Come on, Monique. A brand new, bigger family. Smile. And that's not all. Could you believe that? Whatever happened?
Oh, it was great.
Story.
Stephanie jumped in the van and went cross-country with her new family.
So there were 9 of them. And they had no luggage rack, so the luggage, the 6 kids, Stephanie, who was 5.5 months pregnant.
Right. And she's going to live there now.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's
so we
great.
really reunited a family.
Absolutely. People love those kind of shows.
We
They
were like,
really,
we were like
they
Mr.
really, really
Rourke
do.
from Fantasy Island.
Now, one show I remember, y'all remember LaToya Jackson? Talk about families.
When
Boy.
they told me I was going to do LaToya, I was so excited. I'm a big Jackson fan, so I wrote down every question, every rumor I'd ever heard. I just wrote it all down, and I asked her everything. 2 hours on the phone.
It's true. Until like 2 a.m. in the morning, she's talking to LaToya in London.
I'm like, hey, wait about this.
They were like
what about
sisters by the
Janet?
end.
So it was great. So, and you know what was so great about that show, though? You were terrific. You were unreal. I mean, I've seen LaToya on so many other shows, but for you went right in there.
Hey, come on. She wasn't going to, you're not going to pull anything over.
No, not for nothing. Diane Sawyer didn't ask the questions I wanted to ask, but you did.
And even LaToya said it herself, so take a look.
But what do you, from your listening, and what does Michael think of women, based upon what you've heard and experienced?
No, based upon what he's actually told me repeatedly throughout the years and the way he's felt about them, and he's actually had no interest whatsoever. So this was quite unusual and quite different.
Is your brother gay?
You know, you are so just, you are so blunt. And you're just
I'm
right
just
to the
good,
point.
LaToya. I'm just good. You know, LaToya, for many years.
You are the only one. You know, lots of people interview me, and you're the only one. You just get right to the point.
I cut right to the chase.
And the blonde hair.
And the blonde hair. What about that blonde hair, LaToya? But you know something, but I like the fact that she was very forthcoming, as tough as we were on her.
Exactly.
She answered the question. She didn't give us that call my 1-900 number and get the routine.
That's
So
right.
so that worked out well.
It was
Really
a fun
well.
show, too.
Yeah, we've got plenty more unforgettable moments from the Rolonda Show, so stick around. I'm going to walk around my house and see what the rest of my producers are doing.
I got Rolonda tickets here. Anyone want Rolonda tickets?
Are you okay? Ann, you all right?
Yes, just doing my job, getting the best, most energetic audience for Rolonda.
An exclusive interview from one of New York's toughest jails as we go inside to talk with Awilda Lopez, the mother accused of torturing and murdering her 6-year-old child. If you have an unbelievable story idea or a fantastic show idea, then we sure want to know about it. Come on, give us a call at 1-800-4-ROSHOW or send email to roshow@aol.com. We're waiting. Welcome back to Shea Row, everybody. I'd like you to meet some more people who are involved in my show. This is Jack Kerman, who is my audience coordinator, brings all the audience in. I met this guy at a party.
Oh, no, you're not
Yes, I am. He was spinning records at this disco party, and he was having so much fun around the record player. I said, could you please come and give me some of that energy on my show? And he came over to warm up the audience and became audience coordinator just like that. Renee Scotland is my assistant. Rachel Weintraub is my production assistant, and Sherry McGee here is in travel, who gets all of our guests into the show. Now, I know you guys have some great stories. What are some of your most unforgettable moments? You deal with the audience every day.
Oh, boy, Ro, you want to talk about warm-up. A couple of weeks ago, we had 2 girls that I had to warm up in, well, let's say an unusual way. They got to the show late. They were soaking wet. It was raining outside. They came in all the way from Cincinnati. I brought them in. There were no seats left in the audience. Gave them some mugs, gave them some hats. After the show was over, I brought them into the studio. I said, you have to go home now, but wait. Somebody wants to talk to you. And that's when I brought them right into your dressing room. You remember you gave them a great big hug.
Girls.
Yeah. They had such a good time. But you know what? They're going to go back to Cincinnati. They're going to tell all our friends. You wouldn't believe it. We went into Rolanda's dressing room. They're going to say, yeah, right.
No, because those girls came all the way from Cincinnati and they missed the show. So we had to do something nice for them. Say, come on in my dressing room, hang out with me.
Great.
What's your most unforgettable moment?
Rolonda, as your assistant, I get to see a lot of gifts that are sent to you. And my most favorite it's from one of your biggest fans, Davis Bailey.
Y'all, this is for, we have a college student who is just, he runs the Rolonda fan club in Virginia, and he actually made me a Rolonda doll, complete with a camera and little high heel shoes. And, wow, there's a little jukebox too. Unbelievable, unbelievable. And I like how he's got the red little ribbon on for an AIDS pin. That's really nice. Production assistant Rachel Weintraub.
There are so many memories. It's been 9 months at Rolonda, and I remember the first time I walked out onto the set and I saw you and I saw your energy. I knew that this was a place I was going to stay at, and I loved it. And we meet great people every day, reuniting families and everything like that. It's just amazing. And every day and every week, you get surprised more and more. But I wasn't always a production assistant. I used to have Sherry's job as a travel coordinator, where I spent many a nights sleeping in the studio. And I don't think many people that sat around me appreciated it, but Sherry will tell you more about travel.
Let me tell you, getting guests to New York is a trip. No pun intended.
Is a trip, so to speak.
It's a trip, so to speak. I think the most bizarre thing that happened to me, though, was a guest who was on a show called I've Got a Secret to Tell, and wanted to reveal to the gentleman that she was dating that she was a he. And the funny thing started before she even got to New York, because when she got to the airport, she had a male ID, and the gate agent would not let her on the plane because she was a woman. And I had to do everything I could to convince this gate agent it's really a man. I don't know what you're gonna do. Take her in the back, search her. I don't know.
No.
But please, she's got to get to New York. So
that is.
She ended up being a really great guest, and she ended up coming back for I Want to Meet a Road guest.
That is so funny. We've
guest.
got plenty more unforgettable moments. And hey, what do you got? My unforgettable producers and Nina and Niles back there. We'll hear from them as soon as we come back. Don't forget about you. Who can forget about you?
Oh my God, listen to this. A UFO landed in JFK Jr.'s backyard.
We've got to get that story. Doesn't your Uncle Bob work at NASA?
Oh, yeah, I should call him. Bro, we're going to book this guest for you. Uncle Bob?
Bro, we're going to have a fascinating story for you. And we'll beat out all the other talk shows.
All right, great. We got an exclusive!
This is another fine example of APs doing their best to book the very best guests.
Hey, come on, check row out. We have found some of the funniest, the strangest, and the wildest new talents you've ever seen.
They're too late for April Fool and too soon for Halloween.
But only one can be the best.
Get that barbecue pit ready, I'm telling you.
Who will we choose? Where's the envelope, please? Watch Row's second annual talent competition next Rolonda. For show ideas or comments, write to The Rolonda Show, 1562 First Avenue, Suite 202, New York, New York, 10028. Or send electronic mail to rowshow@aol.com. Hey, welcome back to my house, y'all. We're here today just talking with producers about some of our most unforgettable moments. This is Niles Yeager, who has been with the show from the very beginning.
That's
3
right.
seasons.
Right.
Niles, can you believe it? And I think you were the first one to have a baby on the show, too.
That's right.
Or your wife, at
and
least.
Now my wife did, and now Alexander, I should
Little
say.
Alexander.
And now Jessica.
And Nina Corbett worked her way up from being an assistant to the executive producer. She's now a producer herself, Nina Corbett. Also, what were some of your most unforgettable moments, Niles?
Well, one of them came in a show called High School Reunions and Confessions, and one of the things you always hope for as a producer is to get spontaneity and to try to produce for it but have it happen. And so we had this wonderful moment that happened with when we had cheerleaders and football players and put them together.
Oh, yes!
And that's what you're going to see.
Oh, who would dream of this scene? Imagine yourself in high school and this happened to you. Anybody here got a crush on somebody you want to talk about? Now I'm going to put you on the spot.
Actually, yeah, Adrian.
Stand up, man! Take this microphone!
I've been talking to you for a few days, and I think you're really sweet, and I was hoping we could spend some time together this weekend.
Now, wait a minute. Let me tell you something really funny. During the commercial break, all the cheerleaders were going up to her going, Adrian, now's the time to do it. It's a crush show. Tell number 11 you log him. Tell him. They have been up there planning. She said, that's okay, I'm working on it. So, girlfriend, here, throw that, you just make a pass. Come on. Whoa! Go up there and say hello to her. touchdown. Yes, touchdown, I would say.
Yeah, that was a wonderful moment. I mean, Wes, we went backstage just before the show. I'd heard that one of the football players liked one of the cheerleaders. And I went up to Wes. I said, would you ask her to the prom? And he said he wasn't ready for that. But he would ask her on a date, so we treated them to a night on the town in New York.
Do you know if they're still dating?
They are, and they're going to the prom.
And they're going to the prom.
They're
Go girl, go
solid
girl. She had her eye on him too. That was great. That's so funny. Any other moments, Nina?
Yeah, remember that it was a pretty emotional show we did concerning Nancy Gilmore and the Lewis family. The tragedy with two families where Nancy was accused.
Oh, and she was claiming I didn't kill my boyfriend.
Right. We had on both families. One of the clip you're going to see, the Lewis family was accusing Nancy of killing their brother, then trying to shoot herself in the head.
Right.
And Nancy, on the other hand, said that he had tried to kill her and then committed suicide.
And there was no evidence and no way to press charges, but boy, was that explosive, especially what happened backstage.
Backstage was really emotional.
You don't think this was a suicide and that your brother shot Nancy. Why do you think Nancy is a murderess?
Nancy is the one and only suspect in this case, according to the Anaheim Police Department. She was caught fleeing the scene, as they put it in their record, with her murder weapon tucked under her seat.
Ricky didn't deserve this, you know, and the more I think about it, the more I look at the situation, I wish we had just done more to get him away from Nancy.
I apologize that you lost your brother, but I'm not
just a minute.
Sorry, because
Nancy,
I did not shoot
Nancy,
Victor.
then you got to listen.
Not myself.
Nancy, the way this works is we have to
What
give.
did I do, shoot myself? What I do, shoot myself in the head?
That was a really heavy show, really deep. Whatever happened to them?
Well, Nancy is still trying to go on with her life right now. I mean, she has some effects due to the bullet, wound in her head. And the Lewis family is still trying to find some answers. They're still contacting the police and seeing what's going on with the case.
A tragic
trying to
story
bring it
for
to justice.
two families, a tragic story. All right, let's get to a lighter note. What about that show you did? I have a bone to pick with you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was a great show. We brought those two families together, Marsha and Mike. They were a mother and a son who were feuding for a long time. And Mike kind of thought his mother had abandoned him and didn't want to be bothered with her anymore. And Marsha was trying her hardest. She admitted she made mistakes, but really was reaching out to her son and say, I need you in my life.
Oh,
so it got pretty emotional.
Here was a mom who loved her son enough to come on our show and fight for their relationship.
She poured her heart out.
15-year-old Shayna says that her brother Mike continues to make promises to the family that he never keeps. Now, Mike, on the other hand, tells us that he doesn't know if he can ever forgive his mom, because he says not only did she mess up his past, you claim she's ruining your future, too?
Yes, ma'am. She wasn't involved in my life until I was 9. I lived with my grandfather because her and my father had a lot of problems, and she wasn't truthful with me about a lot of things, and I felt like she took a lot of my childhood life away from me.
I want him to understand that I honestly never intentionally hurt him, that he's put me up and listened to a bunch of garbage about me that's not true. I'm the best damn mom a kid could have. I care, I love him. I'll get down on my hands and knees, I'll get down on the floor and let him step all over me, but he's my son. Look at that,
There was another parent-teen show that I remember, the dating thing.
Yeah, it was teens who say, I can't relate to my single parent's date. And this girl, Stacy, was so explosive and fun in her personality, and her mother seemed to think it was okay the way she acted, and she did this imitation of her mother's boyfriend.
Oh, God, that's right. Remember how she talked about, I mean, the way she talked about her mom's boyfriend, we couldn't relate either. Tana says that down in her hometown in Folly Beach, South Carolina, that her boyfriends have to face the take no prisoners attitude of her 15-year-old daughter, Stacy.
Can I stand?
Sure, you do whatever you want.
Let me tell you what he had on. He had on knee-high moccasin boots with fur, okay? Jeans with big grass stains right here because he hasn't changed since work. This tank top, okay, with slits all down his shirt, and he's all with his long greasy hair. Hey, what's up? gold teeth, okay? I mean, no way.
Has that ever happened? I mean, is the mom ever going to be able to find a date that the daughter will like?
What happened is the daughter has moved out of the house.
Oh.
Apparently it has not gotten, it's gotten a little worse, and I think it was a mutual agreement perhaps, but the daughter's with the father who's divorced, so.
When we come back, we're going to take a little switch. We're going to switch gears just a bit and bring you some of our most memorable moments.
Take two. Camera 3, you've got Rolonda, rig 3.
Oh, hi, I'm the director here, and this is the control room, and I'm in control.
One.
And
take one. Two of them out. Ready, two.
I'm Kim. I'm the associate director, and oh, excuse me just a second. I got my watches going. We'd like 2 extra large with anchovies, please. I'm basically your booth PA. I just take notes and see everything that's going on. Joy, did you say camera 2?
What was his famous line when we asked him, said, how are you going to support this family? He was like, I got my own business. Welcome back, everybody. This is my producer, Anne-Marie Williams-Gray, who joined the Rolonda family just this season. Yep. Story coordinator, Albert Bianchini here. And Jody Sirota, who's our production assistant. And folks, we were talking about this one show. It was entitled, I Would Have Better Days If You Would Stop Your Using Ways. And tell us a little bit about Chuck.
I tell you. Well, in the first place, it seemed like it was going to be a serious show because people were using each other. But this was one of those times where we could take a serious show and have a little fun with it and make a purpose and a resolve out of it at the same time. And Chuck was hysterical. I mean, Nicola came on saying she was being used, but Chuck came on
and said that women use him for his money and his popularity.
Yeah.
So I'm on the phone with him and I'm doing this pre-interview and I said, all right, so I need to get your name. So he goes, my name is Chuck 2 for 5 Freeman. I said, 2 for 5? He goes, I can't tell you what that is. I said, Chuck, what is 2 for 5? He goes, 2 women for $5. Oh, no! So I said, wait, and then we later found out he has a photography business. He shoots 2 women for $5.
Oh, God, take a look at Chuck in action. Go, Chuck. Go, Chuck. Go, Chuck. She says she feels used by Chuck, who she's living with, and they have a child together, and she doesn't want to leave, but she says, Chuck, she says she's going to leave you if you don't change your ways.
She can leave today. Shut it down and go. I'm not holding her, right? You know why I'm going to tell you why she's staying with me. For one thing, she know I don't smoke or drink. I'm a good man. She got a daughter that's not even mine that I take care of. When she was down and out, I was there for her. I'm just that type of man, and she knows she ain't going to let it go. So she's up here fronting. Shut it down. Shut it down.
I care a lot about him. I want that American dream. I'm not here for this show to reconcile anymore, since that's what I came here with intentions on. But he said I can go. You're right. I can go.
Are you really going to do that?
I'm finna go right now. Can I be excused?
No.
Oh, well, I would leave right now.
I just want to say to Chuck and Nicole, I think they're made for each other, if you ask me.
That guy cracked me up. Shut it down. Shut it down. Oh, boy. But there was another show that you did that really touched so many people. And I think it was at a time when all of the nations took a moment to stop 1 year after the Oklahoma City bombing. Right. And we had some of the people who had never talked to any other talk show who would come and talk with us. And I got to say that it's producers like you guys who make folks feel safe enough to come on our family show and to sit and pour their hearts out. That must have been really touching. How did you guys get folks to talk to us when they wouldn't talk to anybody else about the bombing?
I was out there 6 days after it happened, so a lot of the people that we had gotten on the show, I had made friends with from then, because it was very traumatic for them, and you really had to be gentle with them, and we were, and when they met these two, I mean, they gave them all the special attention they needed, and they trusted us, and they trusted you, which was really important, because they weren't going to do other talk shows.
Shira and Bobby, it was really special because they had never met.
Yeah.
She'd only heard the person who was coming to save her.
Her rescuer.
Yeah, she never met him.
So this was a chance we got to put victims and rescuers together for the first time. And I appreciate the news background you guys have because that gives you credibility. But take a look at some real emotional moments from our show. What do you remember from that day?
I heard, I don't know how to, it was people walking. I heard people walking and talking, and it was the rescue group that had come to rescue me. They heard the tapping.
This is still 1 year later, very tough, I know, for a mother, for a brother, and for the rest of this nation, too. And I understand that you have never gotten to say anything to the person who rescued you?
No, I have never met the fireman.
Are you ready to meet your hero? Come on out, Captain. Here he is. Oh, yes. You know, I think that was the first time I've ever seen the entire Rolonda audience just stand up for a hero. Lots of heroes, lots of courage, lots of caring. It was a joy to bring you that show. When we come back, I think we've got some dessert as we wrap up this whole thing. One thing about the Rolonda family, probably a lot like your family, we love to eat. Right after this. Let's hit the kitchen and get that dessert wet. Come on.
Andy!
What?
What are you doing?
I thought Rolonda would like this.
I don't think so. You've arrived at post-production. This is where the show goes after it's been taped. We have music, graphics, polish it, and just get it ready for the satellite. Here's the tape. Make sure you get it to the satellite.
Hi, Rolonda. It's my job as a runner to bring this tape to your viewing audience as soon as possible. No time to talk. Gotta go.
On the next Rolonda, an exclusive interview from one of New York's toughest jails as we go inside to talk with Awilda Lopez, the mother accused of torturing and murdering her 6-year-old child. Hey, come on, check row out. We have found some of the funniest, the strangest, and the wildest new talents you've ever seen.
They're too late for April Fool and too soon for Halloween.
But only one can be the best.
Get that barbecue pit ready, I'm telling you.
Who will we choose? Where's the envelope, please? Watch Row's second annual talent competition next Rolonda. If you have an unbelievable story idea or a fantastic show idea, then we sure want to know about it. Come on, give us a call at 1-800-4-ROW-SHOW or send email to rowshow@aol.com. We're waiting. Come over anytime. And we want to thank you so much. I mean, every day you guys allow me into your home, and it was really nice to have you here to spend this hour with my family. So from our family to your family, please stay tuned to Rolonda, because really one of our most unforgettable moments that mean the most is unforgettable you. Yeah. So keep listening. All right. Where is the dessert? I've been looking for the dessert everywhere. Come on, let's see. Yeah. Hey, y'all. There you go. Wash your hands. Bye. Oh, boy.
Coming up, a mother who could have gone to jail because her son missed too much school. Hear why the jury found her not guilty. Watch the next AJ.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying the Rolonda Show. Please leave your comments, and if you like this episode, hit the like button. If you want to know when the next episode is going to drop, hit the subscribe button. But stay in touch and follow me in social media at Rolonda Watts. That's ROLONDA at Rolonda Watts. And go and check out my website at rolonda.com. ROLONDA.com. Thanks so much and buckle up because we're on for one great adventure.